a 24-3 victory. That gives you a winning season as you move to 6-5. Let me ask you this: it's senior night. You've got 17 different guys that have made a big impact on this program over the last 5, some of them 6 years with everything that's gone on. What was your message to this group before the game?
Well, just a winning season for us right now was really big. I think that's 5 winning seasons in a row. A lot of wins in between there. We've got a winning football program here. We have for some time, and so we are reclassifying and moving up, and but we're still allowed to go and win football games and have winning seasons, and so I just couldn't be more proud of our players. And really, at the end of all this, that's what it's all about. It's about these kids that I'm so thankful I get a chance to coach. And so they really never surprise me. These guys around here always respond. Not always perfect, but very rarely do we play poorly and then turn around and do it again. So I was really pleased. That's just a credit to our leadership, credit to our coaching staff, and so it's really nice to be 65.
As far as the game itself, before I ask any questions about it, I want to get your overall thoughts. How did you feel about the game and how it progressed? Obviously, a great game by your defense against a really good offensive team.
Yeah, just really, really pleased. That team's been making 40 points a game, almost 500 yards. So they were without their quarterback, but we were without some guys as well. Now, quarterback's a critical spot there, but nevertheless, our guys were ready to play, and they got after them. And so, again, just a great group of players and coaches. I think we turned the ball over the first 9 games 10 times. Turned it over 6 times last week, and then I think once tonight. Sometimes those turnovers come in bunches. We turned it over against Stephen F. and against Abilene Christian. Really were the only 2 nights that we really had trouble with that. So we ran the ball well. We threw the ball well. I thought we struggled at times with our protection, but I thought we played across the board. It was a really good team win.
Defensively, you hold a team, like you said, that averages, I think they went 3 games in a row once this season with over 500 yards. They've got a receiver that came into the game averaging 120 yards a game and 8 touchdowns on the season. You hold him in check. I think he only had 1 catch for 29 yards. And then you got guys like, Sean Walton, who had 2.5 sacks all season. He gets 3 tonight in his final game as a Texan. What made things go for the defense?
You just keep playing. That's the great thing about college football. You got next week, and so as we move up, it's certainly a process. We had plenty of older guys on defense, but we also played a lot of young guys, and so we still struggle a little bit up front on both sides of the ball. We've got to work really hard in the off season. We've got to be more physical. We've got to have really productive weight room sessions, and so that's all really part of this process. The biggest difference in our team and some of the teams that we struggle with typically are up front, both sides of the ball, and so that's an area we've got to improve and get a little bigger, a little stronger, and a little more physical, and so. But I just know it's awful nice to be 6-5. One of these days when we're at BS, we'll be making bowl plans right now. When you're 6-5 at that level, everybody gets on a plane and goes to a bowl game. So 6-5 is not all bad. We were hoping for a little better, but it's nice to have a winning season.
Offensively, 477 yards. You did a lot of things really well, but a staple of your teams is how well you run the ball. 260 yards, and most of those came with Jayy McDonald, who really showed some bursts of speed tonight. That guy, when he gets in the open field, he is dangerous. Can you talk a little bit about the running game?
Yeah, just really pleased with Jay, with all of our backs. They didn't have anybody miss on defense. So we still went out and were very productive and sort of, I think, imposed our will with regard to running the ball and our RPOs and such. Really, the only disappointing thing we had was down in there tight down in the short red zone there. But yeah, I thought our running backs had great ball security and I thought we shoved them around up front for the most part. Struggled a little bit in some protection stuff. I thought we missed a few throws, but we made a lot more than we missed. And so, those guys have been playoff eligible about 5 out of the last 11 seasons, I believe. And I think they've had winning seasons 10 out of the last 11. So it's nice also to keep those guys from having a winning season.
You mentioned the run game. I had a couple of questions. You had a direct snap play that led to the touchdown to the running back. And then you had something that I've never really seen before. Seemed like it was almost slow motion. You really slowed down the mesh at the handoff point. That's something I've never seen before. Can you talk about making some little tweaks that help with the running game this week?
Yeah, we've been kind of talking about that. Actually, I stole that from Wake Forest. Watching the way that they mesh their RPOs, I thought we were getting too fast, and their safeties were kept playing flat-footed back there. And then as soon as we made the handoff, they would trigger, and so we weren't keeping them in conflict enough. And so by slowing down that mesh and riding it on into the line of scrimmage, it made them decide. And so that's something we're going to continue to work on and try to learn from.
Do I get to call that direct snap play that you did? Do I get to call that a trick play?
Absolutely, if you like.
I did. I think that's about as much as we get lately, but it worked, didn't it? And that's what matters.
We call it a touchdown.
Yes, that's the touchdown play. We'll call that one more often, Coach. Don't you know to do that? Coach, congratulations. Another winning season. Happy for you. Enjoy this. And we will talk to you, I don't know when next. Have a good one. Congrats. All right, Sean. So first, I want to ask you what I asked Coach Whitten. What was his message to the team before the game on senior night?
That we have to finish strong. We've had a lot of seniors who've been here a long time, so that we need to finish out strong. Not only to do great for us, but to set up for the next people coming in, give them a foundation to start from.
Finishing up strong would be how I describe your last game as a Tarleton State Texan. You get 3 sacks. Coming into the game, you had 2.5 sacks. Let's talk about that in a second. I think, though, and maybe I'm wrong, but I've heard that you have been fighting off injury throughout the year, and that this was one of the games that Coach Whitten kind of mentioned it before the game, that he felt like you were 100%, you could make an impact. You certainly did. Is that true? And then how did you make an impact in this game?
Yes, I've been dealing with injuries all year as an undersized D lineman, but it's nothing ever that's really fazed me. I'm sorry, what was the question again?
No, you're good. I just want to say, how did you make an impact today? You in the second half, I think you had all 3 of your sacks in the second half, and really just got around the edge and kind of you and your buddies kind of met at the quarterback a couple times there.
Yeah, we just made some adjustments throughout the week that I think that really helped us. I was able to just do my job and take on blocks. That way other players could make the plays.
What will you remember most about your time here as a Tarleton Texan? You've seen a lot of great things, undefeated seasons here, a lot of really fun things. What's your favorite memory, and what will you take away after your last game?
My favorite memory just has to be winning our first conference championship. We worked a lot. We came from a bad season and worked our way up. It's good to see how we've progressed from there.
What does it say about this team to hold a Central Arkansas team that's one of the best offensive teams in the nation to under 200 yards today?
It means a lot. We've struggled with offenses all season, but I think finally we clicked and we were able to stop them. It was really big for us.
All right. Sean Walton, 3 sacks tonight. I think you ended up with 8 tackles. Congratulations on a winning season, and we'll talk to you later.
Thank you.
First off, congratulations on the win. You guys end up with a winning season. What does it mean to end up this season as and have a winning record?
It means a lot, honestly. Coach Whitten, he emphasizes, one game at a time, and we just gotta keep it important to stay focused on the game plan. He wanted us seniors, to go out with a bang, and they put in a lot of hard work. I'm new here. I haven't been here for the whole journey. This is my first semester here, my first season here, and it's also my last. It was great connecting with the guys and great connecting with the team. I mean, it was good. We needed it. We needed it a lot to go on for their following future, and as well as whatever mine may hold. So it was good.
Yeah, I think great might be the word. 12 carries, 146 yards, and a touchdown. Let's start off and talk about, Todd Whitten doesn't run a lot of trick plays, and you kind of got pretty much the only one all season. And, I asked him, can I call that a trick play? He goes, you can if you want to. It was a direct snap, and basically you ran the veer kind of read, and I know you weren't ever going to give it to Stephen Duncan, but the defense sure thought that that you were going to. You pull it, you take it to 88 and out the gate. Can you just talk about that play, and did you have to talk Coach Whitten into running it?
Oh, no, I didn't have to talk Coach Whitten into running it. It was in preparation all week. It was a part of the game plan. Me, myself, I never really in practice, got a chance to really run it full time. Tonight was my first time actually fully running it. When he called it, it was just, I knew in my head, like, okay, we got to make something happen. I was thinking to myself, be Lamar Jackson, because that's what he do 24/7. So I just went out there, I caught the snap, and I did a little fake, read my blocks well, and saw the crease, and I took it. I just opened my knees up and told myself I wasn't going to stop until I get to the end zone. I owed myself that touchdown because, it's been a rocky season for me dealing with injuries and coming back, with my hand and everything. And tonight being my first game back, fully healthy, no injuries at all. So I'm blessed about that. I was glad that play got called. It was a blessing.
That's your first time you ever played quarterback?
Oh yeah, first time, but might not be my last. I get a little trickier and I can do a little something now. I can do a little something.
Yeah, you did something for sure. Pretty good numbers. Did you get to say Hut?
Oh no.
Man.
Duncan did everything. He just told me just when to come down, and I caught the ball and just let my eyes do the rest and my legs follow.
Well, good deal, man. It was really fun to watch. The other thing I think probably people talk to you about most is your speed, right? Because that's what separates you. How were you able to use it tonight to put up almost 150 yards?
I honestly just I don't feel like I use a lot of my speed except for on that touchdown play. It was just, reading the block and trying to make something happen. I know, throughout the year, we always been big on being big up front and being able to run the ball and emphasize our power in the run game. And just by, first couple of drives, I didn't get in. I was on the sideline and I was just watching. Those guys are big. But when you quit, I guess it was just natural. Just being able to see the hole and hit the hole. That's all I know. And that's what running backs are supposed to do. Granted, now maybe faster than some folks, yes, but that's not something I emphasize on. I just want to be the best football player I can be.
If I'm correct, you didn't play high school football, right? You were a track guy, weren't you?
Oh, yes, sir. I didn't start playing football until 2016 at Laney College. And then I went off on a track scholarship. And then I had my coach, the school I was running track at, the coach there got fired. And then they was running around, brought in a new coach. Wasn't really fitting me well. Didn't really mesh, didn't have a good coaching style for how I ran. And I decided to, step down and not run anymore. I was running for a long time. I've been running since I was 4 years old. Like a lot of these guys in the locker room been playing football since they was 3 or 4 years old. I've been running track. I started off as a special teams guy, kick returns, PAT block, punt block, punt returns, stuff like that. And it wasn't until I came back to Laney in 2018 where I was actually starting running back and I got a lot of touches. I didn't learn a lot of football. John Bean was one of those coaches just like, hey, let's go, John, see the hole, hit the hole. So that's all I've been knowing this whole time. It wasn't until I came here to Tarleton to where I really started learning the game of football and was able to develop my game. So I'm new to the sport. I pray and I hope that I get an opportunity, but that's in God's hand, and I'm happy with what I've done so far in my years playing. And if tonight's my last night in the uniform, I'm glad I went out the way I did.
Well, you did. You went out with a bang. It was really fun to watch. Congratulations. Enjoy it, and good luck.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. You have a good day.
You too, buddy.
Yes, sir.